Hi, and welcome to Dramatic Knits. My name is Steve, also known as Dramatic Knits, and today is Sunday, June 7th, 2015. This is episode 213. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back one more week, and if you're new, hopefully you enjoy the show and you'll come back in the future. I got a lot of requests that people are saying they miss seeing Corn Dog, so this is Cornelius. We call him Corn Dog, though, so if you're new, he's a bit scruffy right now, but he's been with us since January? That long? Maybe. January or February. Anyway. So, I'm trying to hold one of them because they've been fighting over a toy, and I'm worried that because Callie is not here, that they may growl and bark without her here. When it's the two of us, they just take a nap. But anyway, we are sans Callie today. She is busy with an event or something of that nature. So she could not record this week. We had plans to record yesterday, but then she got busy, and I just decided to wait one more day and make a little more progress on my projects to show you this week. So hopefully you've had a good week. We have had an extremely exciting, scary, and intense week. So I'll jump right into a week in review. I am officially on summer vacation. I finished work on Wednesday, which is great. I was excited for that. It's pretty much a chill week of kids just taking finals, so no real huge issues. Got grades turned in, and, we have to do an end-of-the-year checklist where people sign off on things that we've, completed and turned in and all that fun stuff. So I got that done. I actually got to leave Wednesday around 1:30 in the afternoon, so that was nice. I was supposed to be there till 3. And, earlier in the week, I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, we had mentioned a couple weeks ago that we were going to get a trailer for the business because we want to have the whole shop on wheels, which we have wheels on legs now. We've been making progress towards that. And so my leading man had to get a hitch on his car. He has a Scion XB. And what he had read online was that it could tow a certain amount of pounds, and he was like, oh, we're not going to be that much. We were looking at getting a 6x12 trailer, which is relatively big. And so he got the hitch put on, and then Monday we went in and we purchased the trailer. So that was exciting news. I posted on Instagram a picture of the trailer attached to the car, and so I was in my own car because we met up after work, and I followed Andy home. And he got home and he was like, I don't know if it's going to pull this. He was like, the cruise control wouldn't stay steady, blah, 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 blah. You could just feel it. And he was like, I'm worried about ruining my car because this car is only about 2 years old. And I said, well, it's going to drive differently, blah, 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 blah. And I said, we'll see. And he said, well, we'll take it to Minnesota, but we'll have to see where it goes from there. So, needless to say, he talked to a few people at work. He works at Lowe's, so there's a lot of people who drive trucks. And they were like, yeah, you're going to ruin your transmission. So, he did not feel comfortable, pulling the trailer in his car. Which, by the way, we got the trailer home. We had measured, we have like a parking spot next to our 1.5 car garage. And the thing that's interesting about our house is we actually share a driveway with our neighbor. The driveway's on our property, but they built, before we moved in, they built a garage on the back of their house, a 2-car garage. So they have to use our driveway to get back there. Well, kind of their driveway and our side parking spot next to the garage meet up. Well, we put the trailer in the side parking space, and we thought it would go back further than it would. So there was a little bit of rigmarole there. We have it pulled back as far as we can. We need to park Andy's car behind it, but it's a little more finagling for them to get out of their driveway. But we have to make compromises, and technically the driveway's on our land, so they got to kind of compromise. I don't know if they're completely happy about it, but it is what it is. So, I was off Thursday, my first day off, and Andy calls me from work, and he's like, I've been talking with people, blah, blah, blah. He's like, you might want to look at getting a new car. And my car's been paid off for a while, which has helped us make progress on our debt and student loans and things like that. And he's got a car payment, so we didn't really want 2 car payments at the same time. However, we're like, we bought the trailer, we're going to need to use it, so we looked around, and we went out Friday morning and looked at, we have a bunch of car dealerships here in our small town, and we looked at a couple things, but, trucks are not cheap, and, we needed at least a V6 to be able to tow the trailer. It's like I said, it's a 6x12, it's about 900 pounds without anything in it. So we were looking around, and we both said that this is going to be my car. So I had bought a used car previously and learned a lot through the process, needless to say. But I came attached to my car, but he was like, I don't want you to get something you're not comfortable in, and I don't want you to have to sacrifice some of the things you should be getting with your new car that you didn't get with the last car just because we have to buy a truck. So we looked at a few things. They were all base models, work trucks, and it's kind of like, I don't know. But there was one we really had our eye out in the town that I work in. So we went out there and we looked at it, and the price was relatively good. They were giving discounts and things like that, and they also had 0% financing, which is really nice. So we test drove it, and we had them run some numbers on my credit and everything, and we said, well, we're going to go to lunch, we're going to talk it over, blah, 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 blah. And I said, can we get the keys back to my car? Because they had estimated my trade-in value. And he went in the back, he's like, you know what, just take the truck to lunch. So I posted a picture to Instagram. I said, we went in for a test drive, they let us take it to lunch. So, and I know that's nothing new. But, I kind of really liked it, and needless to say, we came back, and they had run the numbers, and they were not what I wanted. And I had brought Andy because I'm not a good haggler. At least I don't think I am. But he ended up being kind of the softy, and so I was the silent but deadly one, and I ended up haggling. We sent him back about 4 times, and we said, finally, after the 3rd time, I said, here's what I'm willing to pay, here's what I'm willing to put down. You can either make it happen, or I'm going to have to walk away. So, needless to say, they made it happen. So I am now, or we are now truck people. That's been my new phrase. I never thought I would own a truck, let alone drive one. But, I do like being higher up again. I owned a minivan before my last car, which was a Mazda 3, which is a small thing. So, I liked being high up. So, we purchased the truck, and it's a brand new 2015 Nissan Titan. It's white. Wasn't thrilled about the color, but it was the only one they had. But it has all the bells and whistles I could want. The only thing I need to add eventually, maybe, is a remote start and a truck bed cover. But it already came towing ready, has all the bells and whistles, built-in navigation, all that fun stuff. It's got a backup mirror and sensors and all the bells and whistles I can want. So it's been fun. We got it home, we're like, well, is this thing going to fit in the garage? It's a tight squeeze. I posted another picture to Instagram that, and we had to move some stuff around, but I have to go into the garage real slow because the mirrors are like that close on either side to get it to fit. But, so I now own a truck. It's a V8, so if the thing growls, it doesn't purr, it growls. I don't know, it's different. I took it out yesterday to go to the post office, and then we took it out yesterday night to go to Dairy Queen. I let Andy drive it, so we'll be rolling up to ZK with a brand new truck and a 6x12 trailer. That'll be exciting. But I'm excited about it. I never thought I was getting a new car anywhere near in the future. I was going to run my last one into the ground. We're happy now until that first payment comes, and then it's going to be eating ramen noodles for a while, but we're very lucky to have the business, and we're very lucky to have, all you guys and anybody who's bought from us previously that kind of help support us and get us out of debt, but also grow the business. So we're really excited that this is an investment in the right direction for the business. So that's pretty much been the big news, is out of school, bought a trailer, and then bought a truck. So, it's fun spending buco thousands of dollars in 1 week, but is what it is. So anyway, I've been doing a decent amount of knitting. Again, not as much as I want. We've been doing a lot of ZK prep. A lot of dyeing of yarn and sock blinks and fiber and making gradients and all those fun things. Alright, so I've got corn dog passed out on my lap now. Let's get to the knitting. What's taking a bow? I got nothing. Nothing. But I should have some stuff next week, so that's exciting. So, what's the first thing? The first thing is the Norris Sweater by Pam Powers. I'm knitting this out of local alpaca that's been mill spun to a worsted weight that's dyed in our royalty colorway on size 8 US 5 millimeters. And I did finish the seaming of the sweater. So you can see here it's got the backs and the fronts with the pleats. I just got fiber in my mouth. Here's the back panel, lots of cabley goodness and all that fun stuff. So it's coming along. The majority of the work is done. My seaming's not the greatest, but did what it did. So the last part is knitting the collar. And you have to knit, it's a cable piece, and you knit it up one side, you knit another side, and then you 3-needle bind them off, and then seam the whole thing in. So I took measurements, or I should say, I started, and I did one full repeat of the cable chart, and I measured this. This is about 5.5 inches or so, and so I did the measurements, and I think I need to do about 6 repeats per side. So it'll be a little bit while longer till that's done, but the end is in sight, so that's exciting. The second thing I'm working on are the Show Off Stranded Socks by Ann Campbell. I'm using Into the World Gloucester sock in the Anar colorway on size 1 US 2.25 millimeters, and I got a decent amount of progress done on this. This is all I have left of my original skein. So I'm really hoping the 2 scraps people sent me will go for a longer run. Alright, I'll put him down. He's wanting to get down. Hopefully they don't bark. I'm sorry if you have earbuds. I'm warning you. So from the Dicky Doo down, I've done. So I did, I can't remember if I did the heel flap and turner last week or not, but I'm about... Sorry, there was a really high-pitched noise, and I think there's a big, I don't know what you call it, motorhome across the street. I think it's trying to back up or park. So, anyway, so it's going right along. I think I'm about 5 or 6 repeats down the leg. I have finished decreasing for the gusset, so it's just straight on the bottom of the foot now, and the pattern on the top. Excuse me. So that is that. The third thing I'm working on, which is close to being finished, I hope to have it done next week, is the Neon Beast by Vera Balamaki. I'm using Madeline Tosh Merino Light in Dirty Panther, Button Jar Blue, and Edison Bulb on a size 6 US 4 millimeter. So I have finished the yellow section, which I've been on for a while, and I finished the last short row section. And this single ply is shedding all over the place. So you can see the Dicky Doo there from where I was, and then this is you have the Button Jar Blue and Dirty Panther together, and I finished that, and now I'm into the last section, which is straight up Dirty Panther. So the end is in sight for this too. It's going to be a nice sized shawl, and then of course weave in my ends, but I like it. I like it a lot. This was an enjoyable night. I highly recommend it. Again, you've got those short rows with wraps and turns, but because it's in garter stitch, there is picking up your wraps and turns, which is always fussy for me, and I'm never happy with the way mine look. So that's going. And the last thing I have on the needles is something I told you I was casting on last week. It was in rehearsal, and I did cast it on. It is a shop sample for our booth. hopefully to be done by ZK. And I'm knitting the Joyful Joyful hat by Megan Williams of the Stockinette Zombies. And I'm using Leading Men Fiber Arts Showcase Base in our June colorway of the month, which is Venetian Sunset. And there is one more day to pre-order this. You have through Monday the 8th, and then Tuesday morning I will take down pre-orders. They're up in every single base that we carry. And so it's a very interesting construction. You knit stockinette for a while with some purl ridges to indicate where you go back and do some welting. And you can see the way this is knitting up, which I am very happy with. It's rolling, but this is the inside of the brim. I've done the first welt, and then you do a lace mesh chart, which I don't know, I just did 1 4-row repeat. There you go. Well, what's going to happen is this folds up inside, and then you do another welt tuck, and the mesh has this as the purl wrong side row is the background behind the mesh. So it's a double thick brim, and then once you get to the main hat, you actually hold your yarn doubled and go up a needle size to knit the textured part of the main hat. So I'm really liking this. I like this lace mesh stitch. I had some ideas of patterning in my head for designing something, but I doubt that that will happen or come to fruition. But I'm really excited about this. It's an interesting construction. It's not too hard, yet it keeps your mind engaged. So I highly suggest it. If you're going to the ZK, I'm sure that Megan will have this pattern in her designer showcase table. But we will also be carrying that pattern in our booth at ZK and future shows and things like that. And the reason why she does call for one of our yarns on the pattern page, she calls for Show Stealer or MC Emblem, but any fingering weight would work, but I am using Showcase just to get another sample of our Showcase base in our booth. So, enjoying that a lot. And this is, by the way, knit on size 2.5 and 5 US. 5 will be when I get to the main hat. And then that is 3 and 3.75 millimeters. And that's living in my Fat Squirrel Fibers sock bag, even though I put a hat in it, because that's how I roll. I believe this is Charlie Harper fabric boxes. So, that's all that I am knitting this week. What's in rehearsal? I do have a test knit I will be casting on soon. I won't be able to show you it, but I'm hoping I can give you some details. I will tell you that it will be in our SSK colorway that we're doing for the Super Summer Knit Together in Nashville in July. So once I start working on it, I'll be able to show you the yarn, but I'm hoping I can give you a few more details to pique your interest, but I'm working out things with the designer right now, so that's pretty much all I have in rehearsal. Once I finish the show-off stranded socks, I think I'm going to get some self-striping on the needles. I think so. So that's it. Alright, behind the scenes, what am I spinning? I am still spinning the Into the World English Shetland in the Gweeder colorway. I'm doing this as a commission spin. I did finish the first 2 ounces. It's a beautiful kind of mossy green and a lavender, and it's just 2 colors. And I'm going to do this as a 2-ply fractal spun. So this half I spun straight from the braid, and I split the second half into 3s. I'm on to the second third, and here's kind of what it looks like in the fiber. So enjoying that. Hopefully that'll be done by next week, and then I'll have something else on the wheel. So moving right along into In the Spotlight. This is going to be a short show, by the way. But you're okay with that, I'm sure. What am I watching and reading? I am still watching The Killing. I have Wayward Pines still to watch from this week. I'm going to do that, in fact, after I'm done recording here. I'm going to sit down and do some dyeing and watch that. I did watch a movie called Sinister, which stars Ethan Hawke. I thought it was okay. Just okay. Didn't blow me away. It's kind of a scary movie. I thought there were some holes in the plot line, but most of them usually have holes in the plot line. So that's, I'd say check it out if you're looking for something. I got it through Netflix DVD. I don't think it's on instant. So, I'm reading Some Girls Bite, Chicagoland Vampires, Book 1 by Chloe Neal. It's still going all right. It's not completely enthralling me, but it's catching my attention, and I have it while I spin. I'm about 9 hours in. I got about 2.5 hours left to go on the book, so I'm hoping I should be able to start a new book next week. So that's exciting. I have no stash enhancement for you this week, though I did get a letter that my Mustache Yarns, I did her summer concert tour. My June shipment has shipped, so hopefully that'll be here by next week to show you. And that's the, I can't remember. The extended play version of her, it's her black, gray, and rainbow yarn that, that doesn't tell me. Hold on. Oh, that doesn't tell me either. Anyway, Dark Side of the Moon extended play version. So that I'm excited for to get and see. I don't have any mustache in my stash, so excited about that. So then we're into a round of applause. What's been going on? So we've got our lace knit along still going on through the month of June. You have until June 30th to post your finished objects. The projects must have been started on or before April 1st. On or after April 1st. Sorry, Kelly usually talks about this. And has to be completed by June 30th. You have to have a picture of your finished object posted to the FO No Chatter thread by June 30th. The morning of the 1st, I will close it, and we will pull for a winner our first recording after that. You can post as many finished objects as you finish within the time frame. Post each one in its own post to get an entry into the drawing. If you use any base of Leading Men Fiber Arts, you get 2 entries into the drawing. And I think we're up to 4 prizes now. We hit over 150, so we had 1 for 50, 2 for 100, 3 for 150. Well, no, he had 1 right away. I don't know, I'll have to talk it out with Callie, but we got a lot of prizes that'll be going on. So I'm excited to be drawing for that. I'll be right when we get back from ZK. So it'll be a long episode with our recaps, but it's going to be short this week, so kind of evens out. I think that's all that I needed to cover. Any type of lace, as long as it kind of has knit 2 togethers, SSKs, yarn overs, as long as there's holes in it, it's lace. Speaking of lace patterns, our featured designer for this month for the Race to the Finished Object contest, who is Sarah Abram, she has generously given us a coupon code for 30% off any and all of her lace patterns through the end of June. And you can check the chatter thread for that. I believe the coupon code is Dramatic Lace, or Dramatic Lace KAL. And I've linked to her patterns in our show notes, which can be found at dramaticknits.com. Dramatic Lace 2015 is the coupon code, and that's good through June 30th for 30% off of her lace patterns. If you're looking for her lace patterns, again, go to dramatickknits.com and check out our show notes. She's got some beautiful, beautiful designs, and she's going to have a new lace shawl coming out soon featuring Leading Men Fiber Arts Ghost Light. So that's that. We do want to tell you to enter all your finished objects into the June 2015 Race to the Finished Object contest. We have 2 wonderful prizes. The first was some black sparkly yarn that I showed last week, and we have a pattern from our featured designer, who is Sarah Abram. So you can check out all that stuff. And that's pretty much it this week, other than showing you the few things that we updated in the shop this week. So if you'd leave us now, I completely understand, but I'm not going to take too much more of your time. Like I said, we've been doing a lot of specialty dyeing, so things that we have for shows and then put up leftovers afterwards. So we're working on our gradients. We did a poison apple gradient, a lovely red. We did a saffron gradient, orange, which is beautiful. Andy did a Drama Queen gradient, which is purple. I'm hoping to have the whole rainbow. So I've got a yellow, but I think I'm going to do a darker yellow, the Smoky Quartz, and I'm going to do a green Perfection and a blue. I don't remember what blue. Oh, I'm going to do Fishbowl, which is a new blue. And then I'm going to have another, I think 2 more that I need to dye up. I'm thinking Sandcastle, a lovely soft tan, and maybe Poseidon. Everybody loves Poseidon. So working on the gradients. I'm going to probably work on some fiber today. I'm also working on sock blanks. I'm trying out a few new techniques and things like that, but they're all one of a kind, so they're a lot of fun. And just working on that. So we are pretty full up in the shop. We only have a few more listings left, and that gives us 300 listings. So we've got a lot of product. So really quickly, I'm going to show you what we updated in the shop this week. It was a lot of ghost light, a lot of lace weight. In fact, all of it is except one. We did put up one lonely skein of Dramaturg or DK base in Beanstalk. This is 250 yards of 100% superwash merino. So lovely tonal greens. So there's one lonely skein of that. And then we did 5 skeins of lace weight, or 5 different colorways. There should be 2 of each of these in the shop. This is Perfection. New green, we have Minty Fresh. I thought these might be cool together. We have Orchard Slope. This was a colorway for the Anne of Green Gables kits, but the colorways got released back to us, so we've been dyeing them up slowly but surely. But Andy did this up. If you can tell, see there you go. It's not a purple. In fact, it's a very dark green with hints of maroon underneath it. It's really interesting the way the colors are layered in this piece. And again, the Ghost Light is 875 yards of 80% superfine merino, 20% silk. So the colors are a little more muted with the silk, but still a lovely effect. And the last 2, we have Citrus Splash, again a newer colorway, and Stage Kiss, again the newer one. So again, those would be fun together. These 3 might be fun together. All 5 might be fun together. That is kind of fun. I'm really loving our semi-solids lately. I mean, we've been doing a lot of them. There's a lot of semi-solids, but there's so much richness and depth within a semi-solid of hand-dyed that, sometimes they can be even more beautiful than a variegated, Just my thoughts, but... So, speaking of Leading Men Fiber Arts, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Leading Men Fiber Arts, best way to know when shop updates are happening are through there, or through our Facebook group, Leading Men Fiber Arts. We'd love if you've joined there as well. And on Ravelry, Leading Men Fiber Arts, we have a lot more people on Instagram and Facebook than our Ravelry group, which I find interesting. But, feel free to join us over there on Ravelry. You can join the podcast group, Dramatic Knits, one word, video podcast group on Ravelry. You can subscribe to us via iTunes or YouTube. You can always watch through dramaticknits.com, where the show notes are. And if you leave a star rating or a written review on iTunes, we would really appreciate it. It helps future viewers of the show find us a little more easily. So, I think that's all I have for you this week, keeping it under a half hour. So until next week, when hopefully Callie is back with us, I hope you knit something dramatic.